We've all wanted to be like Jackie Chan, right? Well, even he started with Mabu. Mabu, or horse stance, is the foundation stance of Kung Fu. I'm going to show you how to do it and how to train it to get it perfect. Yeah, not like that. You've probably all seen Jackie Chan in Drunken Master, training with filled teacups, getting super low, maybe you've even tried it. Well, follow this guide and you'll be on your way to your own training montage that builds long-lasting leg and back strength, and hip, knee, and ankle mobility. Let's look at the basics first. Feet, knees, back, and hips. Start your feet together and then step out about the length of one of your legs. If you're unsure, 1, 2, 3.5 is a rough approximation. This distance is important for later when we want to transition into other stances. Next, we squat down, keeping our feet pointing forwards like they're on train tracks. And as we drop, we push the knees all the way out. The lower leg wants to be almost vertical. Knees caving in puts a lot of pressure on them and makes you unstable. Sit your bum back, but allow your knees to come forward to your toes. Your weight should be relatively even across your foot, rather than back on your heels or on your toes. If you sit too far forward or too far back, you won't be as stable. And if you're not used to that position, your joints probably won't thank you for it. Now listen carefully to this. It doesn't matter how low you go. Sure, you might want to look like you're sitting on a stool, but to begin with, higher is fine. We want to keep the back nice and upright. So if you feel yourself tipping forward as you drop, stop, come back up a little, straighten. This is as low as you want to go until your lower back mobility and strength improves. If you're unsure if you're upright, just ask someone or use a mirror. Failing that, hold Mabu near a wall, bum just brushing it, and tilt your head back. You should be able to touch it with the back of your head. Top of the head or not at all, you're leaning too far forward. Holding low positions is just for building leg strength and endurance. I'd much rather see a high position with good form than a low position with bad form. Building good form, then a large range of motion will help us with applying this position. Your hips should be in a neutral position. Pushing them back encourages you to lean forwards and somewhat limits your range of motion. Tucking them forwards is a way of compensating for getting too low and the body leaning forwards, and it almost completely locks off your hips. Give this a go. Feel how mobile your hips are in a neutral position. Now, push them forward. Feel the difference? We need our hips to be mobile so we can use their power. So to recap, feet spread to about a leg's distance apart, toes pointing forwards. Knees push all the way out, hips stay neutral, back upright. Now you know how to do it. How do we get as low as Jackie? Well, the first thing is to just hold Mabu a lot, and then hold it some more. Cleaning your teeth? Hold Mabu. Waiting at the bus stop? Mabu. Cooking a steak? You got a whole 30 seconds between each flip. Hold Mabu. This incidental training really adds up. You can start with just 30 seconds, but try to increase that time as you get stronger. If you think willpower might be your problem rather than strength, try a random timer so you don't know quite how long you're going to have to hold. To train your lower back and stay upright in those low positions, drop down to that point where you just start to tip forward. Hold that position, then really engage these lower back muscles to pull you back upright. Hold for a moment, and then relax back down. Repeat until you can't do any more with good form, maximum 30, and then rest. Do 3 rounds of this, about a minute apart, and about 3 times a week. If hip mobility is your problem, doing lots of Mabu will help. A wide Mabu is actually really great for training side splits, but we can speed things up by specifically stretching out our hips and adductors, and strengthening the outside of the hip with dog leg raises. We can also hold some weight, which will help push us lower and help on that leg strength at the same time. Practice all of this for a while and you'll be well on your way to your own Kung Fu movie. Just make sure you use plastic cups. If you give this a go, make sure you film it and post a link down in the comments below. I'd love to see it. Also, make sure you like it and share it with your friends so you can get even more people trying this. You might still have one problem though, ankle mobility. The level of ankle dorsiflexion required and keeping the feet pointing forwards can be uncomfortable for some people. Turning the toes out might feel better when holding Mabu, but when you start twisting, say to throw punches, it's actually less stable and doesn't feel great on the knees. It also makes transitions into other stances harder. So if ankle mobility is a problem for you, check out this video here. Otherwise, check out this one to perfect your transitions into other stances.